Now that the space shuttle has been retired, we're going to be depending on our international and commercial partners to furnish rides to and from the ISS, while NASA continues its missions of space exploration and discovery. Now, where else could we go? We could go back to the moon. There is still so much left to explore there. We might also want to rendezvous with a rogue asteroid or a comet. How cool would that be? And then there's Mars. We have our robots there right now, scoping things out. Just imagine what you could find when you step foot on the red planet and you explored for us in person. Now, you're probably wondering, why retire the space shuttle? What's wrong with what we've got? Absolutely.
Driving buses, but they also have something just as important as their driver's license. They have the escort badge. Now, that badge can get me into what NASA calls an operation I was not overly allowed to go for any reasons. A phrase I do not plan to repeat. But we're here mostly to talk about space technology. To your left, there's a bunch of us. These are the three active pads right now, the three northernmost pads on Cape Canaveral. To the left, 4 towers and the thin white building, Complex 41. Between the two gray buildings, 4 more towers, Complex 40, and the white towers are lightning protection. Ahead of
While we're waiting for everybody else to catch up with little odds and ends here, for instance, what's behind you is not a wall. That's a door. That door opens up the full width of this 8-lane wide hallway called the transfer aisle. Through this door, the solid rocket booster components and the orbiters themselves came. Through the south door, all the way down to the bottom. This still has a volume inside the Empire State Building. NASA says this is the world's largest one-story building by volume. It's 1 story tall, folks. Look at the hallway. Look up, follow the cable all the way up to that yellow crane. Now the gray weight sits on the yellow crane. Now for somebody who wanted to learn how to drive the crane to pick up the shuttle as a test to find out if they were qualified, and handle the crane well enough to pick up the shuttle. November 98. Approximately a month later, this show, the Endeavor, with our current center director, Bob Cabana, is today's commander to send the left seat. Bob Cabana, his crew, and the Endeavor lifted up with unity.
And as we go around the curve, note the distance of the tightest turn the big crawler can make. And when it got to the gate, it had to climb a 5% grade. This is where the self-leveling system and those 16 big hydraulic cylinders.
As you can see, no limits on how close you can come with a boat. That wasn't true from 9/11 till summer of 2010. Summer 2010, the Coast Guard brought all the skippers up
Dá na Vuma.
so we got some good.
The Shuttle Explorer, remember the shuttle's here waiting for a barge to come take it to Houston. Behind the barge is the press site, and over to beyond the bleachers in front of the press site down by the water there's a flag. Below at the left of the flag, the blue box on the ground is a countdown clock, because behind the Explorer is a press site. Your TV pictures looking over the countdown clock might come from the NASA Press Center with a NASA logo on it, or the networks that have their own facilities here. The big yellow trailers are used to move the orange tanks around off the barge into the VAB. Straight ahead, another facility called Operating Explorer 2. In the little shade up above, they have their own VIP viewing area. This is the third place where people can be, invited guests can be, but in this area, anybody with a badge can be at launch time, and this is the closest place anybody can be at launch time.
Clear policy, accepted.
This is the firing room, launch control for the Apollo mission. This is not a mock-up. These are the very consoles we sat at when men first took off to fly to the moon. The tragedy of Apollo 1 had put us a year and a half behind. We were making up for it in one big leap, and we were doing it with a rocket that no man had ever flown before.
Because the US always wanted to be at the head of research, technology, they take a lot of risk. And what happened in Apollo 1 was really